Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another beautiful game of. Oh, excuse me. I'm Christie on the moon, but sorry, I have a brain fart right now, and I don't know why. Let's go to Ratchet Room. I believe we can look. Oh, we already did that. Okay, good. Where to go? Where we go? I sort of forgot where we go.
I know nothing.
Okay. Hey, I'm just. Anything up here I should do?
I won't find any.
Maybe I should talk to Mr. Blow again.
Monsieur Poirot.
Okay.
And that is everything I have discovered so far.
True.
We progress, mademoiselle. Now, let us see what we can learn.
Time to figure out. I think I put a passport. I don't think we do.
The valet masterman says Ratchet took less than his normal sleeping draft.
So, instead of a comatose Ratchet who would not struggle when the knife began its work, we have a Ratchet who might cry out.
But after the cry, I heard Ratchet tell Michelle that there was nothing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Monsieur McQueen saw the woman in the scarlet kimono.
Yes.
But not enough to identify her. And he says he saw Michelle coming from the direction of the salon car. Or at least someone in an attendant's uniform.
Hildegard Schmidt saw an attendant leaving a compartment.
Yes.
With one of the middle rooms. Either Ratchet's or Madame Hubbard's. And his description. No, it is not Pierre Michel, this small dark man with a moustache who speaks in the high voice.
No, but he matches the description Ratchet gave Hardman of his enemy.
Mm-hmm.
The stiletto I found in the hut must be the murder weapon.
That would seem to be the
Maybe.
obvious conclusion. No, it is the weapon of the underworld assassin, to be sure. And with fingerprints which match no one's aboard this train.
Ooh.
The steak knife I found by the cliff was clean. No blood or fingerprints.
It is a nuisance, that knife. On the face of it, it is of no importance. And yet, someone has taken the trouble to try and fling it over a cliff.
McQueen is the son of the district attorney involved in the Armstrong case.
Yes, I forgot about that.
District attorney? What is that?
Some sort of police official, I believe. I believe I have collected all the passports.
Unfortunately, I do
No.
not think so, mademoiselle. So please to make certain next time, huh? Remember our chat.
I
I think I have secured all the fingerprints.
Unfortunately...
The timetable is very complete now.
Oh, yes, it is essential to the understanding of the crime. Study it carefully.
Okay.
Merci, mademoiselle. We are now armed with much more additional knowledge than before.
Yes.
Continue the investigation. And do not be afraid to go over the ground you have already covered.
Okay.
I can't do that.
Okay, where we go? Hopper.
Well, it's about time. I must say, here I am with information that will solve your mystery for you, and it's hours before you show up.
Hi.
You are helping that famous detective, or whatever he is, aren't you?
Yes.
Madam, I have that honor.
I would think you'd be more on your toes. In America, the police would have arrested the culprit by now on my evidence.
Then let us proceed without delay.
What is a good?
What color is your dressing gown?
What an odd question. I have two dressing gowns, if you must know. A pink flannel that's kind of cozy on board ship, and a purple silk number that my late husband, Mr. Hubbard, gave me. But what in creation do you want to know that for?
Someone in a scarlet kimono was seen coming out of either your compartment or Monsieur Ratchet's. It is very difficult to tell sometimes which is which when all the doors are closed.
True.
Well, it wasn't mine.
Then it must have been Monsieur Ratchet's.
That wouldn't surprise me any. I thought I heard a voice in there.
Excuse me?
Did you hear any sounds coming from Monsieur Ratchet's room?
Yes.
Well, earlier I'd asked that Swedish lady, Mrs. Olson, if she had anything for a headache. She's a nurse, you know.
Yes, I know.
Poor soul. Looking for my room, she'd opened the door to Mr. Ratchet's compartment by mistake. He laughed and said something not very nice, I think. But I couldn't make it out. She said, "Oh, I make a mistake. I ashamed to make a mistake," in that bizarre accent of hers. And he laughed again and said something about her being too old. The idea. My late husband, Mr. Hubbard, and I enjoyed conjugal relations right up to the very end.
Anything else?
After that, I heard snoring. Quite loud, like an airplane engine revving up.
Okay.
You are traveling to Paris to meet your daughter?
Yes, that I'm supposed to sail for home the day after tomorrow. Though, how can I do that stuck here? I'll never know.
May
Yeah.
I have your passport, please?
Passport, please.
My passport? What do you want my passport for? I'm the witness, not the murderer. What is wrong with you people in this country?
This is Yugoslavia, madam. I am French.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Your passport. Thank you. You are Caroline Martha Hubbard of Great Neck, is it? Long Island?
That's what it says, doesn't it?
I would like to fingerprint you.
What do you have there? A typewriter ribbon? You're going to smear ink from that on my fingers?
Yes.
That was my intention.
And how do you plan to clean that mess off afterwards?
I have something to clean your hands with.
Cocktail napkins?
Yep.
Good gracious, sweetie. What kind of fleabag investigation are you conducting here anyway?
I appreciate your cooperation.
Sure she is.
When was it you heard this voice?
I have no idea. Sometime after the snoring died.
Was it before or after the train stopped?
After the man in my room that you have so far failed to ask me about. I woke up, heard the voice, and that was that.
Ooh. Okay.
Was it a woman you heard in Monsieur Ratchet's room?
Yes, I think it was.
Did you hear what was said?
Well, I didn't put a glass up to the connecting door and eavesdrop, for heaven's sakes. What sort of a person do you think I am?
Tell me about the man you thought was in your room.
At last! No offense intended, sweetie, but you foreigners do just about everything backwards.
The man?
Yes.
Well, I was in bed. I woke up. All in the dark it was. And I knew, I tell you, that there was a man in there with me.
In your bed?
In my what? How dare you? No, in my compartment. I was just so scared I couldn't scream. I just lay there and thought, mercy, I'm going to be killed by some foreigner. These nasty trains.
Oh my God.
I just lay there with my eyes closed and thought of America. Somehow I got my wits about me and I felt about with my hand and I felt.
Yes?
The bell button. I pressed it and pressed, but no one came. I thought, mercy, what if they've murdered every single soul on the train? I went on pressing the bell, and at last, footsteps in the corridor. I dragged on my dressing gown, the pink one. I screamed, come in, and switched on the lights, and would you believe it? There wasn't a soul there.
Ooh.
Michelle opened your door and entered.
Yes.
Yes, although considering the time it took him to arrive, he must have come by dog sled. He seemed to
my
imagine I
God.
dreamt the whole thing. I
You
tell
know how
here and now, I'm not one
long
to imagine
a
things.
walking compartment is there? Like, sometimes you really gotta hurry.
Michelle searched your compartment.
Yes, even under the chair. Although he said there wasn't room for a man to squeeze himself under there. I asked him to check the connecting door.
Before Michelle arrived, did either door open and close?
Sweetie, my eyes were squeezed shut tighter than a banker's fist. I didn't see. And with the bell making all that racket, the intruder could have dynamited a hole in the wall, and I wouldn't have heard it.
Oh my God.
Was it bolted?
I think
No,
that over
but I
the
knew it had
screen.
been because I asked the Swedish lady to check it when she brought me the headache powder.
Do you remember the Armstrong kidnapping?
I'll say I do. How that wretch that did it escaped scot-free, I'll never understand. I'd have liked to get my hands on him.
You could have, madam, when the connecting door was unbolted.
You mean Ratchet was the man?
Yes, his real name was Cassetti.
Well, imagine that. Wait till I tell my daughter.
Were you acquainted with the Armstrong family?
Yes.
Well, they were from New York, too. But no, they moved in a very exclusive circle. I've always heard that Mrs. Armstrong was a perfectly lovely woman and that her husband worshipped her. It was all incredibly sad.
I would like to dust the doorknob of the connecting door for fingerprints.
My, aren't you the little improviser? Be my guest, sweetie. Search the whole place if you'd like. I need a drink.
Okay, see ya. Have a
Mrs.
good-
Hubbard, wait. You dropped this.
Yeah.
That's not mine.
I thought as it has the initial H on it.
I've got mine right here. See? It's marked CMH, and it's a sensible thing. Not that flimsy, expensive Parisian cambric. What good is a hanky you can't sneeze into?
True.
I won't find any...
Well, that's for fingerprints, eh?
There's a visible fingerprint here.
Ooh.
I obtained a clear print and have filed it.
Okay then. Doorknob. Match. This is sort of match.
The prints match.
Counter. Something in here. Ooh,
Nothing to find here.
over there.
HMK.
HMK.
Nothing else. Nothing to find here.
Okay. Ooh. We have a bracelet and ooh, princess. Ooh. Hi.
The bracelet is worthless, mademoiselle. It is copper only. I bought it outside the train station in Istanbul. For my arthritis. Take it if you like.
I'm very sorry, Your Highness. I realize how this must look, but I'm only doing the job assigned me. I promise I'll return it to you, if I can.
Ah, then I expect you would like to interrogate me. I believe that is the correct term.
Yes.
If I may,
But of course, I am suspect just as anyone in the galley coach must be.
The
I am
smartest
ready
woman
for the
in
third degree.
all the train people.
I have borrowed your passport, Your Highness.
I noticed that as well.
Natalia Dragomirov, 17 Avenue Kleber, Paris. You are traveling home from Istanbul, madame?
Yes, I have been staying at the Austrian embassy. My maid is with me, as you saw in the marketplace.
Okay.
Forgive
Nature.
the personal nature of this question, madame,
Yes.
but what is the color of your dressing gown?
My dressing gown. It is of blue satin.
Ooh. Nice.
Could you give me a brief account of your movements last evening?
Nothing could be simpler. After dinner, Schmidt, my maid, read to me. We were interrupted by the train stopping to avoid the avalanche. Then she read aloud to me some more, till quite late.
Can you give me an idea of the time?
If I were to guess, I would say it was 1:30.
Ooh. Okay.
Has your maid been with you long?
15 years.
Wow.
Do you consider her trustworthy?
Absolutely. Her people come from an estate of my late husband's in Germany.
I must
I
fingerprint.
regret to tell you that I must take your fingerprints.
Yes.
Dear me. With typewriting ribbon? Have you something I may clean my hands with afterwards?
I have some paper napkins.
Thank you, mademoiselle. Those should suit admirably.
Woohoo!
You have been in America, I presume, madame.
Yes.
Many times.
Nice.
Were you acquainted with a family by the name of Armstrong?
You speak of friends of mine, mademoiselle. Sonia Armstrong was my goddaughter. I was on terms of friendship with her mother, Linda Arden, one of the greatest tragic actresses in the world.
I bet.
As Lady Macbeth, as Nora in A Doll's House, there was no one to touch her. I was not only an admirer of her art, I was a personal friend.
Is Linda Arden dead?
No, she is alive. Tis a sort of life. She lives in complete retirement. Her health is very delicate. She must lie on a sofa most of the time.
Oh. That face.
Mrs. Armstrong had a sister, did she not?
Yes, much younger than Mrs. Armstrong.
And she is alive?
Certainly.
Where is she?
I must ask the reason of these questions. What have they to do with the murder on this train?
The dead
The
man.
dead man was responsible for the kidnapping and death of Mrs. Armstrong's child.
Ah. In my view, then, this murder is an entirely admirable occurrence. You will pardon my slightly biased point of view.
It is most natural, madame. Where is the younger daughter of Linda Arden, the sister
Yes, I
of
would like
Mrs.
to know.
Armstrong?
I've lost touch with the younger generation.
I bet.
I believe she married an Englishman some years ago, but at the moment I
Englishman,
cannot
eh?
recollect the name. Mademoiselle, you will forgive me, but the one you assist, he who guides the
I
investigation.
mean,
No
the
one has
English
told me his
man
name.
is
He is Hercule Poirot, madame.
Poirot.
man with that
Of
lovely
course.
woman.
I thought his face was somehow familiar to me. Poirot on this train. It is destiny.
Yeah, maybe.
I've already...
Yep. Okay. Ooh. Okay.
Nothing else. Colonel Arbuthnot, I do not believe we've been properly introduced.
True.
I expect the formalities must be winked at in a case like this, mademoiselle. The attendant told me you are acting on the Frog Detective's behalf.
Yes.
I am the frog, monsieur. Hercule Poirot is Belgian.
Apologies, no offense meant. Your accent's a bit of mid-channel, difficult to pick up.
May I?
May I have your passport, please?
Of course.
Colonel Francis Gordon Arbuthnot, the Mews, Cheltenham, Royal Northumberland Fusiliers, currently stationed in India.
Yes, on leave.
Ooh.
But you're not traveling on the P&O boat? Why not?
I stopped in Baghdad with the AOC, who happens to be a good friend of mine.
Okay, then.
Where did you meet Mademoiselle Debenham?
Miss Debenham. What, in Baghdad, if you must know.
And your opinion of her?
You can take it from me, she's all right. A Puka Sahib.
Can you give me an account of your movements last
Yes,
night?
I must know.
Yes, I think I can. After dinner, I had a drink
You
in the
think?
salon car with young McQueen, the dead man's secretary. Surprisingly knowledgeable about world affairs for an American, even if he had got hold of some tomfool ideas about India. We adjourned to his compartment, let me see, around 2100. That's
Ooh.
9 p.m. You saw us in the Belgrade station courtyard. We stepped out for a bit of fresh air, but with the weather turning foul, that wasn't on.
I need to take your fingerprints.
I will take your fingerprints now.
Will you, by Jove? Well, get on with it then.
Alrighty then.
What do you and Monsieur McQueen smoke?
McQueen doesn't, now that I think of it.
Yep.
A pipe's my weapon of choice.
Ooh. Like the one at the crime scene.
What happened after Belgrade?
Around
in the
2200,
suitcase.
that's 10 p.m. Ratchet's valet came to fetch him for his employer. He went off for a while.
Okay, then.
And what did you do after Monsieur McQueen left you?
Well, I went back to the salon car for a nightcap, didn't I? I was heading to my compartment when I ran into McQueen. Went off back to his room again to continue the matter. I put him straight on India. Learned a bit about the American stock market. Bloody fool's game, if you ask me.
Yep.
Oh, pardon my... that is to say, my language.
It's
Do
okay.
not concern yourself.
There, you see. Now I can hear the accent. It comes and goes.
What time did your discussion of world affairs end?
The conversation was so engrossing, by the time I looked at my watch, it was 1:45. McQueen called the attendant to make up his bed.
Yep.
I came back here.
Did anyone pass Monsieur McQueen's room while you were talking?
A good many people, I should think. I wasn't paying attention. The attendant did at one point, and I think I caught a glimpse of you wandering about.
Ooh.
Let us say during the last hour of your conversation.
Really, I can't.
Colonel, you have the soldier's observation for detail.
Yes.
Hang on. There was a woman, I think.
Was this
younger?
woman young or old?
Didn't see her, wasn't looking that way. Just a rustle in a scent.
Mademoiselle Debenham?
No, I'd recognize. That is to say, it wasn't. No, it was very strong. Fruit or something.
Fruit? Okay, then.
Can you pinpoint the time the woman passed? What were you discussing?
Let's see, I was detailing the other washout. Stalin's 5-year plan was turning out. It must have been within the last half hour. More definite than that, I can't say.
Anything you can recall from last night that strikes you as suspicious?
Yes.
There was one odd thing.
Okay.
Yes.
As I got back to my compartment, I noticed that the door of the one beyond mine, number 16, it wasn't quite closed. The chap
Number
inside peered out in a rather
16.
furtive sort of way, then quickly pulled the door. Probably nothing in it, but you know what it is. Early hours of the morning, everything very still. The thing had a sinister look, like a detective story.
Okay, then.
Have you ever been in America?
Never. Don't want to go.
Oh.
Did you ever know a Colonel
It's okay.
Armstrong?
Armstrong. I've known 2 or 3 Armstrongs. Selby Armstrong. He was killed on the Somme.
I mean the Colonel Armstrong who married an American woman and whose only child was kidnapped and murdered.
Ah, yes. I remember reading about that. Shocking affair. Never actually came across the fellow, but his name came up in the officers' mess, of course. Toby Armstrong. Nice fellow. Everybody liked him. Distinguished career, got the VC, Victoria Cross.
Not Victoria's Secret? Okay.
The man who was killed last night was the man responsible for the murder of
not
Colonel
sure
Armstrong's
say
child.
anything else.
Then, in my opinion, the swine got what he deserved. Though I would have preferred to see him properly hanged or electrocuted, or whatever it is they do over there. Trial by 12 good men and true. Sound system.
Thank you, Colonel Arbuthnot.
Not at all. Now, if you don't mind, I think I'll pop along to the salon car.
Okay, you do
Don't
you.
let me keep you.
You mean to say you intend to stay in my compartment?
Yes.
Yes,
And search through my belongings?
A little bit, yes.
I'm sorry, but I really must.
But that's... I mean, it just isn't. That's bloody irregular. Pardon my French.
Okay, then. There you go.
I can't see anything of in...
Can I measure these? Oh, actually. Can we bend this?
The copper bracelet is now straight with a hooked end.
I don't know why I did that. I thought it would be cool.
Something is wrong here. Those don't...
Oh, maybe I already did that. Yeah, I already did that. Okay. Tumbler. Ooh,
The prints match.
Master Edward. Okay. Ooh. Chris Hall.
Nothing else.
I think I need to go out here again. We are Spire Lady. Good thing is no, when we landed it's off. So we need to cover this up. I think we need some juice. What we need of this? I totally forgot. No. Hey.
I'd like to talk to you again, if you don't mind. I would like to fingerprint you.
Ay, señorita?
Yes.
Everyone.
Oh, then sí, sí, I will submit.
Nice.
That will be all.
Now we can put this here, or this in here, put that there.
With any luck, that will power the radio, at least for a short time. The radio has power, but I have no way to communicate through it.
Do I have multiple, look. If I don't have anything that communicate with, then, oh, I have this. Put that there and tie this up maybe?
This doesn't seem...
Or maybe we can tear this down. Ooh, nice.
There's nothing to attach...
Or yeah, maybe.
Something is...
No.
Those don't... There's nothing to it...
What can I attach them? This? No. No. Those... Do I have... Yes, we have this letter. Pipe cleaner. This maybe to the hammer so we can bend
I
it.
can't get...
No.
This doesn't seem...
Anything in here? I don't think so.
I enjoy winter.
Oh, hey, Doctor.
I've already... I would like to take your fingerprints.
What is that you say? I protest. I have nothing to do with this crime.
Everyone must be fingerprinted.
Refuse? No, no, of course not. Let's get it over with.
Okay, then. There we go. Okay. No. Ooh. Hello? What are you doing? Oh, a key.
I'll take that key, Mr. Hardman.
Yes.
If you don't give it to me, I can have a couple of the train's staff take it from you.
I'd like to see them try.
Would you really?
Yeah! Give it? Come on. Thank you. Now, what are you doing? I'm going to take a look at this. Ooh.
Pierre Michel's passport and an old photograph. I'll just borrow both of them.
Nice.
What were you doing going through Michel's belongings?
Yes.
Your job.
You
What?
know I'm assisting Monsieur Poirot.
Yes.
Sure. Begin the interrogation.
Okay. Where's your destination? What's you about the murder? What you doing outside?
What were you doing outside Monsieur
I think
Ratchet's
this is
window?
important.
Okay, there were footprints there. Man's shoe, but not a large one. Size 7, maybe.
I know, I
followed
saw.
the tracks, then it looked like whoever made them put on some snowshoes and headed out over that deep snow near the back of the train.
Okay.
Where is your destination?
Paris,
And from there,
New York.
Oh, pretty nice.
what is your profession?
I'm a salesman. Typewriting ribbons.
Do you always travel first class, Monsieur Hartman?
Sure. The firm pays my traveling expenses.
I doubt that. You seem
What can you
busy.
tell me about the murder?
Nothing at all.
That is a pity.
I like your fingerprint.
I would like to take your fingerprints.
I guess it's okay.
Perhaps, Monsieur Hartman, you could tell me why I found a blackjack, or
Yes.
sap as I believe it's called, in your suitcase?
How do you know what it's called?
Crime is a hobby of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, why don't you try knitting instead?
Oh,
You
wanna
people are
fight?
serious about this investigation,
Oh,
aren't
come
you?
on.
Of course. You have heard of Monsieur Poirot?
Yes.
Yeah, I have. I think I better come clean, or I could find myself in a lot of hot water here.
I think you
I would
always
advise
are.
you to come clean.
Okay, I don't know anything, like I said. But I ought to know something. That's what makes me sore. I ought to. My passport's a bit of a bluff. That's who I really am.
Ooh.
Please explain.
I showed up at the appointed time. Ratchet put me wise to the situation.
The threatening letters.
Yeah, he showed me 2 of them.
Damn. Okay.
What instructions did he give you?
I was to travel by the same train he did to Paris and see that nobody got him. That's the thing. I did travel by the same train, and in spite of me, somebody did get him. I feel sore about that. Doesn't look any too good for me.
Ooh, okay then.
Did he have any idea who the letters were from?
Well, Ratchet described him to me.
What?
Sure. Said he was a small man, dark, with a kind of womanish voice.
Okay then. Interesting.
Did Monsieur Ratchet seem alarmed by the letters?
Pretended not to be, but he was rattled all right.
Did Monsieur Ratchet not tell you the man's name?
Nope.
Ratchet was Cassetti, the Armstrong murderer.
Yes.
No kidding. Should have recognized him. I mean, I suppose I saw photos of him in the papers and everything. Well, that explains it. Cassetti made a lot of enemies in the American underworld. He often skipped when the heat was on, leaving his partners in crime to face the music.
Yep.
Some assassin finally caught up with him. Say, I've really fallen down on this thing. With a famous detective like Mr. Poirot on the case, too. This won't do my rep any good with my boss, Mr. McNeil, if it gets back to him.
I'm in the same predicament, Monsieur Hartman. Believe me.
Yep.
You are? Well, that's good. I mean, bad for you, but... Say, listen,
Oh my god.
if we could keep the mess I've made out of this thing between ourselves...
I must tell Monsieur Poirot everything.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. I'll have to swallow my professional pride there, but if we can keep it on this side of the Atlantic, maybe, I'd really appreciate it.
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah.
Please tell me your movements after dinner
Yes.
last night.
I played some cards with that Italian guy at the front on the coach.
Oh, okay.
Then when people started turning in, I went back to my room. Stayed up all night. Had my door a bit ajar so I could keep watch. But nobody could see me. You get it?
Yep.
I understand how it is done, yes. Do you know anyone connected with the Armstrong case who matches the description Monsieur Ratchet gave you?
Yep.
Well, that's hard to say. They're mostly dead, aren't they?
Yes. Mrs. Armstrong, Colonel Armstrong, the nursemaid who threw herself out a window.
I remember now. The nursemaid was suspected. She killed herself even though she was eventually cleared.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm okay. Snow is very bright. So, yeah, that nursemaid was a foreigner, I think. Maybe she had some foreign relations or something. But that wasn't the first time Cassetti had run that kidnapping stunt. I bet there are lots of people had it in for him.
True.
Could you see the attendant from that position?
Sure. He sits on that little seat right past my room.
Can you describe his movements?
Let's see. He answered a couple of bells after the snow stopped us. Went back into the rear coach for 10 minutes or so. Then there was a bell ringing like mad, and he came running back. I got a bit nervous over that. But it was just that talkative American dame raising hell about something or other. A bit later, he headed off to make somebody's bed up. Then he settled in.
Did you see anyone moving up and down the passage?
Nope.
Oh, okay then.
Do you smoke, Monsieur Hartman?
Sure. I've got some cigarettes in my room. Come on by this evening after things quiet down. I can be far more entertaining than that mouse of a woman in your room.
Oh my
No,
god.
thank you. Is there anyone on the train who can confirm your identity?
My credentials are taped to the bottom of the table in my compartment along with my real passport.
Okay.
I'm sure you can find them.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Yes, over. Okay, let's take a look at this photo. This is a formerly poster photo. Recognize Pierre Michel, but not woman or the younger side. Oh, but there's no thing. Interesting.
Does nothing strange.
Oh, what we do. Okay, this. Darling. This have something. Can't focus on the library. Nice. Fine. And that's this one. Like an island. Then I say like a nine. Oh. Thing over here. We have cloths.
I see nothing nothing else to see in there.
Okay, I just want to make sure that everything is. Ooh. Ah.
There's a visible fingerprint here.
I wonder what's in here.
I obtained a clear print and have filed it.
Yes, you have. we can. Ooh, what's this? A passport. Lovely. And that goes into Harmony. Okay.
I'll put this into my scrapbook so I can take a closer look at it later.
Okay. Okay then. What is this? Ooh. So he's sort of like a backup detective? Okay. Interesting. Can I?
Hello. I'm afraid I'm back again. I would like to take your fingerprints.
Of course, mademoiselle. This will mean so much trouble for the express.
Oh, maybe. Let's take a quick look at this. Not really anything match. Here we are looking for some. Ooh, that match.
The prints match.
Ooh, broken. Okay, we have the padlock now. Milo is
The prints match.
sort of match. Window still that we actually have.
The prints match.
Okay. Homework we did. Base we need.
These prints don't match.
No, it doesn't. We have that little line. Mary?
The prints match.
Interesting. Okay. We need to go. Let's go over this back car. And make a fingerprint in here.
There's a visible fingerprint. I obtained a clear print and have filed it.
Oh, hi.
I would like to fingerprint you.
Yes.
Ugh, fine. Do as you must.
Thank you. Love you. Even though you like the me. Okay, small crate. Look like it's. Ooh,
The prints match.
interesting. Okay then. Oh, this have a fingerprint too.
A fingerprint. I obtained a clear print and have filed it.
Now we can go back. And I believe this is what we have the key. Oh, what is in here? Oh, I'm so
The
curious.
key worked.
Yay! Oh, whoa. Interesting. Can we actually...
Well, what do we have here? Well, what?
Hammer? Oh, yep.
I am afraid something more substantial.
The iron bar.
Oh my. Just what is all this for?
Looks like a little bed. Okay. We can first...
It has a fingerprint on it.
Of course it does.
I obtained a clear print and have filed. Crime et punition. Géographie européenne. Introduction à la science. Interesting selection.
Yeah, like maybe for a kid or something.
There's a visible fingerprint here. I obtained a clear print and have filed it.
Can we take this? Take a one. No button. Interesting.
It's a makeshift bed, but who could possibly be using it? I'd better put the lid...
Okay. I do not know the
It's
code.
locked fast.
I do not know the code and probably never will be. Let's go to direction car and see what.
Very appetizing and I do want to help you in your...
Okay. Oh, maybe we can beat that to
I
them.
have nothing more to say to him.
I will talk to you later.
Excuse me, please, ma'am.
Okay, we can talk to him again.
Signorina,
Why don't you go?
Ooh. Nobody likes me now. Oh, actually.
I know nothing.
Let's talk to Mr. Poirot again. Oh, actually, no. We're going out of Lisa. Okay. We need something to liquefy this. We have an ice bucket here. No. Pliers, no.
I would like to fingerprint you.
Yep.
Eğer mecbursan,
Here we are.
I still need to ask you some questions about last night.
Yes.
At your service, dear young lady. But I know nothing.
Okay.
Did you see anyone leave the train last night?
No. But as I have told you, we were busy with the boiler. The pressure must be kept up for the light and heat.
Okay. Nice.
Did you see anyone get on the train?
In Belgrade, there was a single passenger only for the Athens-Paris coach. No one at the other stops that I saw.
Can you describe this passenger?
He was small, dark. A doctor, I think, Michel said.
No one else?
Well, Matteo, of course, the Athens-Paris attendant.
Okay.
Not to speak ill of the crew, but he was very late getting aboard. We left the station only moments later.
Okay then. I need to.
I would like to fingerprint you.
Anything you require. However, if you are planning to smear that typewriting ribbon on my fingers, it is unnecessary.
True.
My fingers are black from coal dust already.
True. I'm not as worried about you, dude.
That will be all, Tayik.
But where we go?
All these doors are locked.
Okay, what we do? Documents. I don't know what to do. I think I have almost every passport. So, let's see.
Ah, your return. Is there more to report to me, mademoiselle?
I think so.
And that is everything.
We progress.
Okay. We have a room for that bed.
Madame Hubbard heard a woman in Monsieur Ratchet's room.
Ooh.
Wait. And about the time you heard the noise and saw the woman in the scarlet kimono.
Yes.
So, does a woman speak to Monsieur Ratchet? Murder him? drop a handkerchief with the letter H, then scurry off down the corridor in a scarlet kimono?
Maybe, maybe
Or
not.
does Madame Hubbard hallucinate a woman's voice as well as the man in her room?
Well, I mean, I think it is.
Colonel Arbuthnot saw the attendant and thinks he caught the scent of a woman.
The scent of a woman. You have found a romantic streak I would not have suspected one so stolid to possess.
Okay.
Both Madame Hubbard and Mademoiselle Olsen confirm the connecting door was locked.
An attendant's pass key opens even connecting doors, I think. So I am not so baffled by that locked door.
Yes.
Colonel Arbuthnot saw Monsieur Hardman watching the corridor from his room.
Ooh.
Monsieur Hartmann's door opens to the right. So unfortunately he could see little of the corridor. But he would have seen if anyone entered the Calais coach from the Athens-Paris coach.
True.
We have not one, but 2 additional attendants' uniforms.
2 uniforms, 2 knives, possibly 2 murderers, one right-handed and one left. Can they have had the same plan to sneak about disguised as attendants in order to murder Monsieur Ratchet in his sleep?
Maybe.
What a moment that must have been as they encounter one another over the body. It is like a scene from a Marx Brothers movie, that.
Nice.
Someone was hiding in Ratchet's crate.
A valuable statue is stolen.
I wonder which
And then the
one.
thief decides to do what? What, masquerade as the statue? To escape detection?
Maybe.
The missing statue is another motive for murder.
Why not? We have the possible revenge from the Armstrong kidnapping, a possible assassin from Ratchet's Underworld past. So why not a thief who kills Ratchet to cover up his crime? If we find 9 more motives for the murder and 10 more knives, we at least will have explained all those stab wounds.
True.
The books in Ratchet's crate were all references of use to the murderer.
Explain, mademoiselle.
Géographie Européenne would be helpful in following the route of the train and
Yes.
choosing the best spot for murder. Introduction à la Science could give information about sleeping drafts.
Yeah.
And Crime and Punition by Dostoevsky? Was the guilty conscience of the killer haunting him as it did the unfortunate Raskolnikov?
Or maybe the crime, like figuring out making questions to avoid the truth. I don't know.
Mateo's fingerprints are on the padlock from the door of the hut.
That padlock interests me.
Yes.
Why would Mateo have a key to a shepherd's hut in the middle of the mountains, near the spot where he would have no idea the train would be stopped by an avalanche?
Yes.
Monsieur Poirot, you don't think the avalanche was caused deliberately?
I don't think
No,
so.
mademoiselle, I do not. There are enough fantastic elements to this crime already, without introducing the saboteurs.
True.
But then how could his fingerprints come to be on that hut?
They were not on the hut, but on the padlock.
Yes.
Further investigation appears necessary on this point.
The padlock was taken when Mateo's ham radio equipment was sabotaged.
Someone has gone to great trouble, it seems, to direct suspicion upon this young man. Yet how can he have reached the Calais coach unobserved?
Well,
Hardman's actions were very suspicious.
And the key he discovers in Michel's clothing that opens the door to the security room in the baggage car is suspicious as well.
true.
Princess Dragomirov was Sonia Armstrong's godmother.
Oui, it is coincidence, or something more.
Probably something more.
I believe I have collected all the passports.
Très bien, mademoiselle. You have done well.
Woohoo!
I think I have secured all the fingerprints.
Très bien, mademoiselle.
We have many alibis we can use to eliminate suspects.
Yes.
Yes, too many. Compare them all. Look for discrepancies. We must be certain that they do not leak the water. Merci, mademoiselle. Unfortunately, the report it is not yet complete.
Probably not.
We are now armed with much more additional knowledge than before. Continue the investigation, and do not be afraid to go over the ground you have already covered.
I know that. I just don't know what. Let's go to my room.
I don't need anything. I won't find.
Nothing. Okay.
Fräulein, if
Isn't talking to me. Queen, maybe?
I can't make heads or...
Nothing else.
Nothing in there.
I've told you all...
Okay.
Nothing else. I won't find any.
Okay, we figure all that out. What else? Should I talk to... what's in here?
Nothing else.
There's nothing in there that's super important.
I hope
I don't know. I don't know what to do. Let's do here and... well, we need to figure out how to get a footprint thing on here, so that's number one. We also need to put this
Does nothing strike?
in here. We need this. Yeah, no.
There's nothing to attach them to.
This?
There's nothing.
We put this and this together.
Something is wrong.
This and
Those don't. This doesn't seem.
maybe the hammer because we need to bend them.
Something is wrong.
No. This maybe.
Those don't.
A knife?
Something is.
I don't know what to do actually. We need something to cover that off. Maybe I can find something in the kitchen, maybe? Let's go. Nothing.
I'd better.
Ooh, what's this?
Such a cramped kitchen.
It is very clean. Let's go to couch bar. Ratchet, go outside. will solve this mystery.
Excellent. Like the hand in the glove.
Okay, now we need to pick it up. Ice bucket? No. This.
That is most pleasing.
Now for case. Question. But we need to freeze this. So. It won't melt.
Wait, that is how Poirot would have done it.
Now,
Could we speak later?
yes.
Poirot could see at once that these are the shoes of a man much too small.
True, but hey, you gotta check everywhere, my sad. Okay, nothing in here because it's bacon. Yeah, protein, maybe.
Poirot could see.
Nah. Oh, that's vacation. That's the wrong one. So I'm expecting Micah maybe to play here, but
Poirot could see at.
ooh. No. Okay. Good. Engineer. Damn, those are
Not
too
a precise match, I.
I need precise. Clocks. I probably saying that name so wrong.
Poirot could see.
Like find some shoes, some pretty shoes. We are looking, and we are going to tend to here.
Not a precise.
I know you want precise, but sometimes we cannot get it.
Poirot could see at once.
I mean, nice shoes, though. I mean, it's pretty nice. Oh, man.
Poirot could see.
I mean, I gotta check a little bit, like a tiny bit. Oh, the colonel, yes.
Poirot could see.
Yeah. And also a guy seemed like he's not cold. This is the man, right? I don't. Yeah.
Poirot could see.
Nope. I just want to check. Oh, lady shoes. I mean, he's dead, but shows to have no shoes. We cannot do well. Oh, sorry. That's my bad. Two shoes, okay.
Poirot could see.
Well, but these.
To the trained eye, these would appear to be a match
Oh.
most precise.
Interesting.
I see nothing remarkable.
I'm sorry, miss.
Okay, what would we have to say about the shoe?
You.
And that is every...
We progress.
The footprints in the snow belong to Foscarelli.
Yes.
And his fingerprints are found upon the windowsill of Monsieur Ratchet's room. Yet he does not smoke a pipe. Nor, I think, does the cambric handkerchief with the letter H belong to him.
Yes.
I believe I've compared the footprint cast to all the men's shoes.
Unfortunately, I do not think so. Merci, mademoiselle. We are now...
I didn't think so either, so... McQueen.
Poirot could see...
And now we can... complete that.
Ah,
And that is
we progress.
I believe I've compared the footprint cast to all the men's shoes.
Très bien, mademoiselle.
Woohoo!
Merci, mademoiselle. We are now on...
Now we need a lot more stuff, which I don't know what to do, but...
I'm not...
Okay,
I promise you.
what we do?
Come back later, Miss Mar...
The time for talk has passed.
True.
Ms. Marceau,
I don't know what to do.
I would expect nothing less than this.
I think I'm going to stop it here for right now, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you like this gameplay. I sure do. I remember playing this a whole lot. That and on my Wii, why am I playing it not? And then there was none game, which I have it somewhere, but don't know where. And hopefully I will play that once again. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Subscribe and let's have some fun. Bye!